Prime Minister Modi to lay the foundation stone of rural drinking water supply projects in Mirzapur and Sonbhadra districts of Vindhyachal region of Uttar Pradesh via video conferencing today. The projects will benefit about 42 lakh people from 2,995 villages. Prime Minister Modi calls for a new global index post-COVID world based on talent, technology, transparency and trusteeship. Participating in the 15th G20 virtual summit, the Prime Minister says, based on this, G20 can lay the foundation of a new world. Prime Minister Modi says the COVID-19 pandemic is an important turning point in the history of humanity and the biggest challenge since the World War II. Calls for decisive action by G20. The AIADMK-BJP alliance to remain in place for the next assembly elections in Tamilnadu. Union Home Minister Amit Shah in the state on a two-day visit. The Home Minister lays the foundation stone for multiple development projects in the state. India continues the fight against COVID-19. The country crosses a landmark in testing with more than 13 crore tests completed. The active caseload in the country falls to 4.86% of the total cases. Night curfew imposed in different cities of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat to curb the spread. And in sports news, Daniil Medvedev defeats Rafael Nadal to enter the ATP men's singles final. Medvedev to face Dominic Thiem in the finals today. Hello and welcome. You're watching Doordarshan News and DD India with me, Nancy Kohli. A top story. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will today lay the foundation stone of the rural drinking water supply projects in Mirzapur and Sonbhadra districts of Vindhyachal region of Uttar Pradesh through video conferencing. The projects will provide household tap water connections in all the rural households of 2,995 villages and benefit about 42 lakh population of these districts. The village water and sanitation committees or the Pani Samiti have been constituted in all these villages who will shoulder the responsibility of operation and maintenance. The total estimated cost of these projects is around 5,555 crore rupees. The projects are planned to be completed in 24 months' time. Prime Minister Modi will also interact with the village water and sanitation committee and the Pani Samiti members during the event. And moving on now, Prime Minister Modi participated in the 15th G20 summit convened by Saudi Arabia on 21st 22nd November. The summit that saw the participation of respective heads of state or the government of 19 member countries, European Union, other invited countries and international organizations was conducted in a virtual format in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. Prime Minister Modi congratulated the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and its leadership for its successful presidency of the G20 this year and for organizing the second G20 summit in 2020 through a virtual format despite the challenges and the obstacles posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Prime Minister Modi termed the COVID-19 pandemic as an important turning point in the history of humanity and the biggest challenge the world is facing since the World War II. He called for decisive action by G20, not limited to economic recovery, jobs and trade, but also to focus on preserving the planet Earth, noting that all of us are trustees of humanity's future. Prime Minister Modi called for a new global index for the post-corona world that comprises 4 key elements. That's the creation of a vast talent pool, ensuring that technology reaches all the segments of society, transparency in the systems of governance and dealing with the Mother Earth with a spirit of trusteeship. Now, based on this, the G20 can lay the foundation of a new world. And noting that work from anywhere is a new normal in the post-COVID world, the Prime Minister also suggested the creation of a G20 virtual secretariat as a follow-up and documentation repository. The 15th G20 Leaders Summit would continue on 22nd November, culminating in the adoption of the Leaders' Declaration and with the Saudi Arabia passing on the presidency to Italy. And moving on now to some other news, Union Home Minister Amit Shah is in Chennai on a two-day visit to Tamilnadu. On the first day of his visit, the Home Minister launched works on various infrastructure projects in Tamilnadu worth nearly 68,000 crore rupees at a function in Chennai. The 61,843 crore rupee project is aimed at linking many hub centres of the city with modern transport connectivity. And speaking on the occasion, the Home Minister lauded the work done by the state government. He reiterated the centre's commitment for the development of Tamil Nadu. He also accused the Congress of neglecting Tamil Nadu. Home Minister said the BJP is uprooting the dynasty politics in various states in the elections and expressed hope that it will be repeated in Tamil Nadu as well.
देश भर में अलग-अलग राज्यों में जब चुनाव आया, मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में हम चुनाव लड़े और हर राज्य से परिवारवादी पार्टियों को चुनाव में करारी हार सहन करनी पड़ी है। अब तमिलनाडु की बारी है, यहाँ पर भी एक परिवारवादी पार्टी चलती है जो डेमोक्रेटिक वैल्यूज पर नहीं चलती, परिवार को ही आगे बढ़ाकर अपनी राजनीति करती है। मुझे पूरा भरोसा है कि यहाँ पर आने वाले चुनाव में जब चुनाव होगा तब परिवारवादी शक्तियां समाप्त हो जाएगी और लोकतांत्रिक शक्तियां, डेमोक्रेटिक शक्तियां आगे बढ़ेगी।
Now, the first meeting of the Madhya Pradesh government's first of its kind cow cabinet or Gao cabinet will be held today. The meeting is scheduled to take place at the country's first cow sanctuary, the Kamdhenu Gao Abharanya in Agar Malwa district of the state. The Shivraj Singh Chauhan-led government in the state on Wednesday announced the decision to constitute a cow cabinet for the protection and the promotion of cows in the state. Madhya Pradesh is the first state to constitute a cabinet for cows comprising 6 departments, that's revenue, forest, home, farmers' welfare, panchayat and rural development, animal husbandry and social justice. The Punjab farmers have decided to end their rail roko protest from tomorrow. The protesters said that they have decided to lift the rail blockade so that both the passenger and the goods trains can have a smooth movement. They said the decision has been taken keeping in view the problems being faced by the people of Punjab, including the traders, the industrialists and the workers there. And in fact, the Punjab Chief Minister has urged the centre to resolve all the train services, to restore all the train services in the state. Meanwhile, the Railways Ministry has also said that they have received the communication from Punjab government for resumption of both goods and the passenger train services. In a tweet, the ministry said they have been informed that tracks are now clear for train operations. And in news now from Bihar, where the troops of 205 Cobra have killed 3 Naxalites during a joint search and denomination operation with the Bihar police in Gaya district. The encounter started after a search and the area domination operation at night. The 3 Naxalites killed in the encounter include Alok Yadav, the zonal commander. The security forces have also seized an AK-47 rifle and 1 Insas rifle. The search operation there in the area is still underway. Union Education Minister Dr. Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank was conferred with the Vatayan Lifetime Achievement Award at a virtual ceremony on Saturday. This award is another in the list of many other national and international awards and honours conferred to the Minister for Writing, Poetry and other literary works. Moving on now, the centre has taken another lead in combating the spread of COVID-19 cases in the national capital Delhi. The Home Affairs Ministry in a tweet said that the medical infrastructure and the leading new strategy has also been ramped up. Also, the RT-PCR tests in Delhi have exceeded the number of their rapid antigen tests for the first time. Meanwhile, 250 ventilators have been delivered to the DRDO hospital and are being installed. Along with that, the ministry also informed that the house-to-house survey has started in the national capital, and AIIMS has started the process for recruitment of additional 207 junior residents. And taking a look now at the COVID-19 updates from across the country, and India has crossed yet another landmark milestone in the fight against the global pandemic. Keeping in line with its commitment to conducting more than 1 million tests per day, 10,75,326 samples were tested on Friday. That has increased India's total cumulative tests to 13,17,33,134. The last 1 crore tests were conducted in a span of just 10 days. Now, India's present active caseload of 4,40,962 comprises 4.85% of India's total positive cases and has been sustained below the 5% mark. The recovery rate has improved to 93.69%. Country's total recovered cases has now reached 8,52,617. Meanwhile, fertility rates has reduced to 1.46%. And Karnataka has crossed 1 crore COVID-19 tests. The state's Minister for Health and Family Welfare and Medical Education, Dr. Sudhakar K, has greeted the medics on the occasion. In a tweet, he said, I quote, Karnataka has crossed 1 crore COVID-19 tests. Congratulations to all the lab technicians and the healthcare workers on this remarkable achievement, unquote. Now, the 3-member central team on Saturday visited Ahmedabad and Vadodara in Gujarat to review the COVID-19 situation following the recent spike in the new cases. The team visited the SVP hospital in Ahmedabad and also spoke with the doctors and the patients in the COVID wards. The central team also provided guidance to the state health officials for effectively managing the challenges related to timely diagnosis and the follow-up. The central team also suggested the steps for strengthening containment, surveillance, testing, infection, prevention and control measures, and the efficient clinical management of the positive cases. The high-level team was sent to Gujarat to support efforts towards controlling the spread of the virus. And the Ahmedabad city is observing a complete curfew since 9 at night on Friday to curb the spread of COVID-19 infections. It will continue till 6 in the morning on Monday. The night curfew from 9 at night to 6 in the morning will be implemented in Surat, Vadodara and Rajkot from Saturday. Now, in Madhya Pradesh, new guidelines have been put in place from Saturday in the most affected cities across the state in order to control the spread of the virus. Night curfews have come back in 5 cities including Bhopal and Indore, months after unlocking began to resume normal activities. The night curfew also imposed in Gwalior, Vidisha and Ratlam. The number of COVID-19 cases has recorded a sudden surge in the past few days in the state. The Rajasthan government on Saturday imposed night curfew between 8 at night till 6 in the morning in 8 cities with the highest COVID-19 infection and raised the penalty for not wearing face masks at public places from 200 rupees to 500 rupees. The district headquarters where the night curfew was planned were Jaipur, Jodhpur, Kota, Bikaner, Udaipur, Ajmer, Alwar and Bhilwara. The markets, restaurants, shopping malls and other commercial establishments in the urban areas of these districts will be allowed to remain open till 7 in the evening only. Along with this, the employees in all the government and the private offices where the staff strength was more than 100 would be restricted to 75%. While a maximum of 100% would be allowed to attend the wedding ceremonies, social events, political rallies and religious gatherings. Apart from this, daycare treatment facilities will be available in all the private hospitals at the government-approved rates for the patients with less serious symptoms. And all these decisions have been taken at an urgent meeting of the Council of Ministers convened on Saturday in view of the rise in the COVID-19 cases. In Maharashtra, Pune and Aurangabad municipal corporations have decided not to reopen the schools in their jurisdiction. The decision by the Pune and the Aurangabad municipal corporations came a day after the Mumbai civic body decided to continue to shut the schools till 31st December. Although the COVID-19 situation in Maharashtra was improving a few days back, the situation is again becoming worse and worrisome in some of the cities in the state after Diwali. The situation has also prompted the authorities in various districts to rethink their decision to reopen the schools. The Pune Civic Administration has made all the arrangements to reopen the schools from Monday, but after the spurt in the COVID-19 cases since the last few days in the city and the subsequent warning of the second wave issued by the central team, the civic body has decided to shut the schools till 13th December. Similarly, the Aurangabad Municipal Corporation will also keep the schools closed till 3rd of January next year. However, the decision will be reviewed after 20th December. The schools in the rural areas of Aurangabad will be reopened from 23rd November in a phased manner. Now, universities and degrees colleges across Uttar Pradesh will reopen from Monday, but only with 50% attendance of the students on a roster basis. The state government had earlier notified the guidelines for reopening of the universities and the colleges that have been closed since March in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. The higher educational institutions were asked to resume classes in a phased manner to avoid the crowding on the campuses. Now, the classes will start with 50% attendance and all the students have to wear masks, use hand sanitizer and maintain social distancing to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The universities and the colleges have to make provision for thermal screening and hand wash for the students and the staff. In some other news now, the Bengaluru Tech Summit ended on Saturday on a high note. It connected over 2.5 crore people and virtually put India on a position to lead the global digital platform. Karnataka's Deputy Chief Minister and the ITBT Minister Dr. Ashwanath Narayan spoke with Doordarshan News on the major takeaways of this summit and how IT network will set the plan to roll out the vaccination process. Listen in.
The Prime Minister is also has initiated steps to roll out vaccine. Now, for this rollout, you need a large network of information technology as well as the biosciences. So, Bangalore being the hub of both, how do you see Bangalore contributing to this entire rollout?
Yeah, definitely. Most of the programs on the national level, let it be Aadhaar, let it be UPI, or National Digital Health Mission, or many programs. State was the source and we are the people who have contributed for this development of the products. Probably in the vaccine being provided for the people, for vaccinating the people, for vaccination also will be giving the adequate technology support if required. Technology network, enabler or facilitation, whatever is required to reach out to the people and to vaccinate the people will give all possible support from the Karnataka and Bengaluru.
Do you think this kind of summits, will provide a platform for the youth to, dream of more employment, more jobs?
Yeah, basically artificial intelligence, IoT and many machine learning, all these are all deep technology. So deep technology startups are also there, their presence also is there in very big way. And the institutions also are supporting them from all the governments and state government and agencies, investors. They all come forward seeing the prospective future in deep technology. Lot of things are happening. Probably these all belong to the deep technology. It is a very challenging area. How much ever we do, it is less.
Right.
So understanding this fully, we need to further promote very strongly so that we can develop innovation or products or innovation which can benefit our own people. The products which can be Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Right.
On those lines, we need to develop all technology, all innovation should happen here so that it can benefit our people and it can benefit the entire world.
Right. Thank you so much for talking to Doordarshan. That was Deputy Chief Minister Ashwath Narayana talking about the satisfactory role that this platform has provided, and also he talks about the fact that this entire tech summit and a platform like this will provide a better platform for Atmanirbhar Bharat and also give wings to thousands and millions of youngsters who dream of flying high using the information technology and biotechnology. With cameraman Shivram, Aisha Khanam, DD India, Bangalore.
Moving on now, the postgraduate degree holders in Ayurveda will now be allowed to perform a variety of general surgery, ENT, ophthalmology and dental procedures. The government has amended the Indian Medicine Central Council, the Postgraduate Ayurveda Education Regulations 2016, and redefined it to introduce formal training in these procedures as part of the curriculum for the postgraduate students of Shalya, that's general surgery, and Shalakya, that's the disease of the ear, nose, throat, the ENT, eye, head or the dentistry specializations. The Gazette notification issued on 19th November stated that during the period of study, the PG scholar of Shalya and Shalakya shall be practically trained to acquaint with as well as independently perform these activities so that after completion of their PG degree, they are able to perform the procedures independently. The government decision will allow the Ayurveda practitioners to legally perform the common procedures such as skin grafting, cataract surgery, septoplasty and root canal treatment. And let's now move on, take a look at all the updates on COVID-19 from across the world. So far, more than 5 crore 84 lakh people have contracted the virus, with over 4 crore 4 lakh 59,000 recovering from it worldwide. The death toll from the virus all over the world has crossed 13 lakh 85,000. The US and Brazil continue to remain the worst affected with COVID-19. The number of cases of infection in the US are more than 1 crore 24 lakh, while the number of fatalities are over 2 lakh 61,000. And some sports news now. Dominic Thiem will take on Daniil Medvedev in the final of the 2020 ATP Finals on Sunday. World number 3 Dominic Thiem survived an epic battle against Novak Djokovic on Saturday to make his second straight title match at the ATP Final. Now, the match between Dominic Thiem and Novak Djokovic lasted almost 3 hours, with the former winning 7-5, 6-7, 7-6. The second semi-final saw Daniil Medvedev script a remarkable comeback of his own. The Russian was down 6-3, 5-4 with Nadal serving for the match, but he broke back to give himself a new lease of life. He was the more aggressive player throughout and was composed in the decider as errors came from Nadal. Russia's Medvedev hit back brilliantly to win 3-6, 7-6, 6-3 in London. Neither man, Thiem or Medvedev, has won the season-ending event before, but Thiem will start Sunday's final as the narrow favourite, having won his first Grand Slam at the US Open in September. And Tottenham Hotspur went top of the Premier League after producing a display of clinical efficiency and tactical discipline to beat Manchester City 2-0. In the usual battle of the wits between Jose Mourinho and his old adversary Pep Guardiola, the Spurs manager came out on top as his team season gathered further momentum. Son Heung-min put Spurs in front after 5 minutes, and Giovanni Lo Celso doubled the lead in the 65th minute to get 3 points and the top of the table standing. Now, both the sides are in European action in midweek as Manchester City travel to Olympiacos in the Champions League on Wednesday night, and Tottenham host Ludogorets in the Europa League on Thursday. Earlier, Chelsea defeated Newcastle United for 2-0 to be on top of the table for a few hours. Federico Fernandez's own goal brought the Blues ahead at the 10th minute, while the English striker Tammy Abraham completed the scoreline at the 65th minute. Chelsea is currently at second in the points table. In another match, Manchester United defeated West Bromwich for 1-0 at Old Trafford. Bruno Fernandes scored for the Red Devils from a penalty at the 56th minute. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the news. But news and updates will continue here on Doordarshan News and DD India. For the moment, thanks for being with us.